Hello, I'm Will Sampson from FDMC Magazine and the Woodworking Network. We're in the shop today to talk about dust collection and the new Oneida Dust Gorilla Pro system that I have installed in my shop. Now we'll take a look at it. The centerpiece of the system is this cyclone. If you're familiar with cyclones, what it does is it pulls out the heavier, bigger dust and drops it down into this drum down here. I have a 35-gallon drum. The system also can accommodate a 55-gallon drum for bigger shops. The motor is on top of here, and it's a 5 horsepower 240 volt system. Develops up to 1625 CFM, which is way more than my shop needs, but it's a great system for medium-sized shops too, and you can handle larger situations. When the dust comes in from the machines and goes in here, as I said, the big chips go down into the drum there, but the really fine dust gets circulated out down here into this really great HEPA filter, so that none of the dangerous dust that is airborne and causes so much trouble for folks in shops, none of that gets out into the shop. Very efficient system, very neat. It was easy to wire. The controls on this, we have a push button magnetic type machine control here. The wiring is about the same as wiring a water heater or a shop compressor or something like that. It was 30 amp breaker and real easy to do. There's also a remote control on it, which we'll talk about a little later. One of the things I have not installed yet with the system is a great feature here. This is the dust sentry system that Oneida has. It's a little warning light that a sensor goes into the drum, and this warning light will light up when your drum is full, so you don't have to keep checking the drum. Very nice feature, and I'll be adding that soon. Now let's take a little tour around the shop and show you how the piping goes and to what machines I have hooked up. First off, piping coming out of the system here, we go back in a loop over to the back there. There's a small bandsaw and a sanding station. Up front here, we have 12-inch planer hooked up. My big shop-built bandsaw is not yet hooked up to the system, but there's a fitting there and a blast gate for it already. We have saw stop table saw, an old joiner. We have a miter saw, and miter saw is hooked directly in, plus there's this hose coming down here which I have set up so I can have a vacuum hose out to clean the shop. This hose comes down here and hooks into either my router table or this really nice drill NATO fixture on my drill press for dust collection there. There are also tools for using the whole dust collection system like a shop vac, so that I can hook off a hose like that into the vacuum equipment. And over here we talked about the small bandsaw that's hooked up. I have a sanding station here with a sander here and belt sander here, disc sander here, and belt sander here. Those are not hooked up yet, but I will be adding them onto the system. And there's plenty of capacity here. I'm hoping to add a small CNC machine at some point, and this will handle it just fine. here's a better look at the manifold of how I've got these blast gates. This is going into the table saw. I'm going to open this one right now. That one goes into the joiner. And so everything is ready. Now let's talk a little bit about the really cool piping that is supplied here. I'm going to set this up here so you can see. One of the things that made it really easy to install this system was this piping that Oneida calls gorilla piping, and it has these nipples that go onto pipe with a rubber O-ring so that you can adjust the size very easily. And then these really great spring clamps just go on and hook over both the bead on the nipple and the rubber O-ring. And it takes a little bit of force to clamp it down, which is good. And then it's locked solid and tight. And for added security, you can snap in this little cotter pin, and it's not going anywhere. Really nice, really heavy duty. Great way to do piping. Don't have to worry about collapsing or anything like that. It's super heavy duty. Now let's set up the camera over here and adjust it up a little bit, and let's see how things work. The way we're going to turn it on is we're going to use this great little remote. It's set up, you can use it as a keychain or hook it onto a lanyard or however you want to do it in your shop. So it's handy wherever you go, and you can turn it on wherever you are. Just as easy to turn it off as on. There you have it. The Oneida Dust Gorilla Pro. If I have that right. There's a sign on the side of it. Dust Gorilla Pro. Right over there. And all heavy duty welded construction. A really great unit. You can learn more about Oneida's dust collection systems at oneidaAir.com. You can see more videos, tool reviews, and the latest woodworking news at our website, woodworkingnetwork.com. Thanks for watching.